Welcome to UK Spy Audit, exposing police overreach, breaking down the law, and defending your right to transparency.
Stuff a little bit earlier on.
You're maybe trying to provoke us now.
Not at all. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just concentrating on the filming.
Okay.
Yeah, can I just take your numbers, please? Are you filming me?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you are now.
Engaging with you.
Yeah. Can I?
You can take the numbers, mate. 3406.
Thank you very much.
We've only come out.
Can I take your number, please?
3026, and I'm the sergeant, Scott Manning.
You're the sergeant. Okay, thank you very much. It's a social experiment that I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Explain exactly what that means.
Well, I don't have to explain. I mean, don't answer me like that. I mean, if we can have a conversation.
Can I ask you what your social experiment is then, please?
Okay. Well, there's been some abuse around people filming in public, and the police have abused powers. It's to see what sort of interaction I'm going to get by doing a legal activity. Yeah.
Okay. Do you not see, from the point of view of the police officers, that the vulnerability for us when we're coming in and out, and so not everyone's going to know who you are.
Fair enough.
And immediately that's going to maybe cause them some concern. Do you not think you have some sort of civil duty to try and sort of help the police to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable coming in and out of the police building?
Okay.
When the officer describes the auditor as a vulnerability simply because no one knows who he is, it exposes a deep misunderstanding of public space. In the UK, filming in public does not require identification. There is no obligation to provide personal details unless specific legal thresholds are met, and none applied here. Calling a lawful observer a risk purely for holding a camera isn't intelligence-led policing, it's suspicion being invented after the fact. The situation worsens when the officer tries to guilt the auditor into compliance, implying he has some moral or civic duty to make police feel at ease. That logic turns policing upside down. The public are not required to modify lawful behavior to accommodate officer discomfort. The responsibility lies entirely with police to respect rights, apply the law objectively, and manage their own reactions without bias or emotional framing.
If what I'm doing is legal,
I haven't asked you if it's legal.
No, but if it's legal, it's not a matter of what you just said to me. It's a legal activity, so therefore I can do it. So by your explanation to me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's also a legal activity, so you've got to respect that I can do it.
At no point have I said that you can't.
No, I know you haven't.
So I asked you a question,
that's the conversation,
and
it'll go round.
You refuse to answer that. You don't feel that you've got.
Do I have to answer it?
No.
Well, I've just given you my answer. I just said to you that because it's a legal activity and I can do it, from what you just said, negates it being a legal activity. If it was unlawful, then you can turn around and say, oh, do you know what, we're scared because you're doing something which isn't unlawful, you'd come and arrest me. But because it's legal, I can understand the concern. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being antagonistic, right, or anything like that. Yeah, of course I can understand the concern, but because it is legal, the concerns doesn't outweigh my right.
In the UK, the right to film in public is firmly protected by common law and reinforced by Article 10 of the Human Rights Act, which safeguards freedom of expression. Unless officers can point to reasonable suspicion connected to a specific criminal offense, personal concern, intuition, or unease has no legal weight. It cannot justify detention, questioning, or demands for personal details. A sergeant's duty is not to act on instinct, but to apply the law objectively and proportionately. What stands out here is the contrast in conduct. The auditor remains calm, acknowledges the officer's concerns, yet refuses to surrender his rights without lawful cause. That isn't obstruction, it's principled restraint. He isn't pushing boundaries for the sake of it, he's stopping exactly where the law stops. The problem exposed in this moment isn't the auditor's behavior, but a policing mindset where authority is exercised based on comfort levels rather than actual conduct.
So therefore, you're coming, you're talking to me, and that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to turn around and say, oh, we want to try to figure out what you're doing and stuff like that.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's just what I'm trying to say to you, then that's fine. And if that's the case, and you've figured out that I'm doing a legal activity, then that should be the end of the conversation, really. I mean, you can come, you can give your opinion, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, but all I'm going to say to you is, I ain't doing nothing wrong.
I get that's what you're saying. We're just asking you why you're not doing anything wrong.
Because it says so, it's a law.
No, you've said
Well,
you're doing
the
a
law-
social experiment. We've said what sort of experiment you're doing. That's all we've asked you.
No,
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of
Hold
things
on.
that are not legal.
Hold
I
on.
could listen a second. I could go home.
No, actually, I don't have to listen a second, but I'll let you
But
carry on.
I thought you said we're having a
No,
conversation.
I'll let you carry on. Well, it's
That's
not.
how
It's not a conversation
conversations
with consent. You guys have come up to me to stop me filming legally, and then you're
But we
trying
don't-
to
we don't
say
know that
stuff
until
to
we
me.
speak to you.
Okay, but now you're trying to put your opinion onto me, which isn't what.
You said we're having a conversation.
Yes,
Conversations go two ways.
I know you've explained this is a social experiment.
Yep.
We've got no way of actually testing that.
The auditor has been open, clear, and composed from the outset. He isn't hiding, evading, or behaving suspiciously. He explains exactly what he's doing while filming from a public space, an activity that is entirely lawful. That explanation should end the interaction. Instead, the sergeant reverses the legal burden, effectively saying, "We don't believe you, and we don't have to." That is not how UK law works. In this country, you do not have to prove your innocence to be left alone. The obligation sits with the police to establish reasonable suspicion before interfering with a member of the public. What makes this worse is the suggestion that transparency itself is insufficient. The auditor volunteered his purpose, something he was never legally required to do, yet doubt is still treated as justification to press further. This is not lawful policing. It's an abuse of discretion, driven by hypothetical fears rather than objective facts, and it exposes a bias where rights are overridden in favor of what-if reasoning instead of evidence.
Really?
Well,
Yeah,
the
this
way
is
that
your
you're
opinion,
testing
and
it.
The fact
Okay,
that
let
this
you finish
is
first.
the fact that this is quite a vulnerable premises. The police officers coming in and out. Quite recently, we've had quite a lot of attacks and people that have been attacked coming in and going out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to detain you for the purpose of the search,
Okay.
using my powers of the Terrorism Act.
Okay. Before you do that, can I just ask you to look in my backpack, in the pocket, in the back pocket, yeah? And there's a bit of paper in there, yeah? It's a NCPP police advice in regards to Terrorism Act.
Okay, well, when
yeah?
I'll search you,
No,
I'll
no, no.
find
I'm
that. So
just
what I'll
saying,
do
it's got the
is I've
Terrorism Act.
explained the
Okay,
reason
if you want to
behind
search me,
why.
that's fine.
If
That's
I've
fine.
explained the
Okay.
reason behind why I'm going to search.
Well, I don't agree to it, but okay.
I'll
What
explain
can I
the
say?
power. Could I
Can I ask you
just explain what I'm going to explain and you can talk to me after?
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
You're detained for the purpose of search, which means you can't leave at the moment. You're not under
Fair enough.
arrest.
Okay, yeah.
You can't leave until I've completed my search. When I've
Fair enough.
finished, I'll fill out a stop slip, which will have all the powers listed on it and the reasons behind why.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand all of that?
I believe it's an unlawful search.
Well, I didn't ask you what your opinion was. I'm asking you, do you understand all of that? No? Okay, fine. Okay, if you ask you to just take that.
Yeah,
for a
can I just
moment,
put this on the floor then, please?
Yeah, it's fine,
Yeah?
yeah, it's fine.
Despite the auditor calmly explaining his activity and posing no threat whatsoever, the sergeant escalates the encounter by detaining him under the Terrorism Act. This is a power intended for genuine, evidence-based suspicion of terrorist activity, not for stopping someone with a camera carrying out a peaceful social experiment. The justification is paper-thin, and the decision reeks of authoritarian overreach rather than lawful policing. But it's what the sergeant says next that truly exposes his mindset. When the auditor correctly states, "I believe this is an unlawful search," the response is, "I didn't ask you what your opinion was." That isn't just dismissive, it's contemptuous. It shows a clear disregard for the idea that members of the public have rights, protections, and the ability to challenge police action. In that moment, the auditor isn't treated as a citizen under the law, but as an inconvenience to be controlled. Detaining someone under such serious legislation without proper grounds is a grave abuse of power. And in this case, it didn't go unnoticed. By the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how much Yardley was awarded for this unlawful detention.
I believe that I've just been unlawfully searched.
Right.
Yeah. Under section 43. Yeah. I don't agree with 5 officers having to search me, considering I'm doing a legal. There's a bike. There's a bike. Let me
No
take a
one is
picture of these bikes.
suggesting-
Do you know something? Do you know something? Actually, you've done what you've done. See, listen. 5 of you are standing here, so as far as I'm concerned, you've all searched me.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's-
even though these guys, you were okay in the beginning, so I ain't got
clarify with
nothing,
you,
no
one
issues
film as
against
well.
you. This guy here, he's there telling me what that I didn't engage in the beginning, but obviously the video will show differently. Yeah, I'm not a boss man or anything like that. Right, I think that's quite disrespectful.
Okay, what would you like me to call you?
In saying that, right? Yeah, I do want to stop form actually. And the thing about it is, yeah, you believe that you done illegal activity. I believe that it was an illegal search. I told you about the Section 43 memo and all that sort of thing. I've got it in my bag to show you. There's nothing that I've been doing. So
no one's suggesting that anything you've done is illegal, because if they did,
then all you're doing is trying to get information on me, which is
both talk at
it
the
doesn't
same
matter.
time, it'd be pointless.
Oh well, then that's why I wasn't talking earlier on, because I didn't make two of us talking at the same time. Yeah, one person at a time.
What are you doing? You said a social experiment. We said, what's the nature of that? And you refused to engage with us.
Okay.
Anyone can say it's a social experiment. You need to give us a little bit more.
So if that's what you want to do, fine, do it to everybody. If they want to film, it's up to you. It's cool. Whatever.
When the officer argues that anyone could claim they're conducting a social experiment and demands a bit more, he exposes just how distorted the power dynamic has become. The auditor had already explained himself clearly. He was filming in public as part of a lawful social experiment. That explanation was calm, open, and entirely sufficient. At that stage, the officers didn't need more detail. What they needed, if they were going to interfere at all, was reasonable suspicion of an actual offense. And they didn't have it. By insisting on additional justification, the officer effectively suggests that lawful behavior isn't enough unless it personally satisfies police curiosity. That's not the standard set by law. There is no legal duty for a member of the public to expand, clarify, or prove their innocence once they've made it clear they're doing nothing illegal. Turning that expectation into a requirement flips fundamental rights on their head. It transforms rights into conditional privileges, something you're only allowed to exercise if you can explain yourself well enough to avoid detention. That kind of thinking isn't just wrong, it's dangerous.
Sir,
It is what it is.
Sir, good?
Oh, do you know something? I'm just like gonna stand here now because it's too many questions.
Could I ask you some questions?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. Okay, so I know that you don't agree with our grounds. Those are our grounds, and they're subjective. They're my grounds, okay? And I've explained them to you. If you want to challenge them, you can. But it's not about you filming. Filming was the reason we come over to speak to you.
Okay.
And then once we've gone into that reason behind why you're filming, this is why I've used those powers.
Okay. So you had credible information that I could be a terrorist.
How would I know?
Or was it just that you came out to talk to me? No. Well, I'm just going to read something to you, which it says in regards.
What name would you like me to record?
In regards to suspicion.
What name would you like me to record on this?
Yeah. What is reasonable suspicion? Yeah. The code explains that reasonable suspicion must be based on objective facts or information. It can never be based on the personal factors alone. Yeah. Okay.
I'm quite happy with that.
Have you got any objective facts?
Yeah.
What are they?
My objective fact is that you was filming outside a police station.
It's illegal. It's illegal.
Which could be.
It's legal.
No, any point in here does it say that you've got to be acting illegally.
No, but it's legal for me to film outside a police station, so why bother come out?
This is the moment everything shifts, and it's devastatingly effective. When the auditor produces the National Police Chiefs Council guidance on the use of terrorism powers, the balance of authority changes instantly. He's no longer just asserting his rights. He's backing them up with the very framework officers are supposed to follow. Calmly and precisely, he points to the guidance that makes one thing unmistakably clear: reasonable suspicion must be grounded in objective facts or credible intelligence. Not instinct. Not discomfort. Not someone filming in a public place. That requirement isn't up for debate, it's written policy. The sergeant's reaction tells its own story. There's no argument, no rebuttal, just the realization that the decision he made can't be justified under his own rules. He hasn't been challenged with attitude or aggression, but with documentation, black and white proof that the detention crossed a legal line. This isn't merely a flawed stop. It's a senior officer being confronted with the reality that invoking counterterrorism powers without proper grounds isn't just questionable, it's indefensible. And in that moment, the authority shifts entirely to the person who understood the law better than those meant to enforce it.
You're absolutely right.
But why come out then? If I'm doing something which is legal, I'm not arguing. As what you said earlier on, or this officer said, It's a conversation, and we've both got a conversation, so it's not an argument. Don't try to twist it, because he's already tried to twist stuff a little bit earlier on.
You're maybe trying to provoke us now.
Not at all. Not at all. So if that's the case, then
Well, what we're
I'd
doing-
advise you
what we're
guys to
doing-
go.
Well, once we're finished, we will.
Okay, so I'm not trying to provoke you. I'll zip it, or shall you zip it? Which one?
I don't mind.
Yeah, zipping it.
Fine, okay. So you're not going to give us your name? No. You're not going to tell us where you come from? You're not going to try and put the officers inside that building at rest? The person outside is fine, there's no issues with them. All we know is what we see in front of us now. Your civil duty to really help us to try and do the job a little bit better, to make us feel
That's all you
reassured.
wanted. If I would have agreed to that, you would have probably said, "Oh,
Just
then no worries."
to make us feel
But
a little
because I
bit
didn't
more
agree to
reassured,
it,
you're not prepared to
it
give us
is
your
what it
name?
is, isn't it?
Is that what it is?
They've already detained and searched him under terrorism powers. Nothing was found. That should have been the end of it. Instead, the sergeant keeps pressing for personal details, not because the law requires it, but because he wants control. At this stage, there is no suspicion left, only ego. The auditor has explained himself, cited official guidance, and complied without resistance. Continuing to probe after that isn't policing, it's pressure. Refusing to soothe police discomfort is not suspicious. It's a lawful exercise of rights that were already breached once.
You're not going to give us your
Like
name?
you just said, if you'd engaged with us from the beginning.
No, it's not
you wouldn't have
engaging.
got us, but
You
wouldn't.
keep on
So-
saying about
Sir,
engaging.
So you got
It's
searched.
not engaging. The engagement is that I'm doing something legally, and I actually don't have to give all this information out. Yeah, but if I'm there and I'm acting all weird and stuff like that, that's different.
were.
No, because I didn't answer you. Because I
You
didn't.
gave us
Because I
half an
didn't.
answer and then you didn't give us
Yeah,
an
but that's-
answer. You
supposing
won't
that's
give us
how
your
I am.
name, you
Supposing
won't
that's
tell us
how
where
I
you come from.
converse.
We don't know who you are, so to
Okay.
present
All right,
ourselves
then.
and request that
So
you're
you're
not.
not going to give us your name, is that right?
Correct. I'm not.
No, you're not going to tell us any information about yourself.
Do I need
That
to?
would no, you don't.
Okay, well
But
then that's the end of
would
that's the
help
end of that
us
then.
As a
That's the
police
end of that
force
then.
to feel
That's the
very
end of that then.
reassured.
That's the end
so
of that
you
then.
don't want us to feel reassured.
That's the end of that then.
Okay. Okay, if that's your answer, you don't want us to feel reassured, then that's fine.
All right.
All right. I'm sure you've got what you come for. I'll maybe see you another time. Okay.
He's a tyrant. He is. You're a bully. I'm suing you. Because you're a bully and you're a tyrant, aren't you? I'm suing you guys because you're bullies and tyrants.